Hi everyone, welcome back to Hi everyone, welcome back to AK Reacts. I'm your boy Drew, and today I'm going to be reacting to this news report entitled "Tax Preparers Kept Money, Left Clients Owing Thousands to to go- Government." They say. Now, as you know, around tax time is when all the scamming ramps up. You get thousands of phone calls around this time, higher than you usually get all year round. And, because they know, the scammers know it's tax season and they're going to ramp it up. But you also got to be careful of your tax preparers as well. I've known this for a fact. It happened to my missus. It has happened to other people I've known. They put things in your on they put kids that you don't even know. Happened to my best friend. He wondered how come he got double than what he usually got. And when he looked at, and this is a tax prep person that was highly recommended. He gets thousands and thousands of clients once the tax season starts, and he even used to work for the IRS. But my boy, when he looked at his file, his tax prep file, he went home. He seen that there was a child there that he don't even have. He doesn't have any kids, so there was a child on his tax pay paperwork that he don't have. So you got to be careful about who you let do your taxes. Um, so without that said, let's go ahead and jump into the video and see what's really going on here. And before we play this, I just want to say, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon if to be notified when I upload new content. Also, check out my Rumble channel. Link will be in the description down below, and also check me out on TikTok. And I'll also have, and you can reach out to me on Twitter. I haven't created an Instagram for this yet, but hopefully soon I will. But until then, just keep checking the description for all the links, and sometimes on my videos I'll leave a quiz also for you to take in the description, and it may pop up as well throughout the video as you're watching. But without further ado, let me go ahead and play this video.
Channel 2 Action News investigates falsifying documents and, in some cases, never filing returns at all. Just some of the allegations taxpayers in one metro Atlanta community are making against a local tax preparer.
And they reached out to Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln and told her they now owe thousands of dollars to state and federal agencies because of it.
So I have a question before they go forward. How do you get your taxes done, but they never filed your taxes? Did you get a tax return? And if you didn't get a tax return back, didn't you question that? Like, how is it I didn't get a tax return back, but you did my taxes? I didn't receive any money back from the IRS that I was supposed to get, that you said I'm supposed to get back, or did you just drop your taxes off and just left and then never wonder about it at all? That's how much you trust that person. You don't even check your account, check to see if the money's there. Or is it that they're just giving you money less than you're supposed to get, and then they're keeping it for themselves? But I don't know how this fraud is, or this is being done, but let's continue.
I checked with the federal government and learned the company doesn't appear to have the proper credentials on file, something these customers say they wish they would have known before trusting this business with their money.
That's evil. That's wicked.
It's very sad, and it also hurts my trust in small businesses.
Why is she hiding her face? What? Is she afraid did they come after her? I mean, yes, this is criminal, but is it something that you gotta be terrified about, that you have to hide your face? But yeah, you gotta be careful. Again, you gotta be careful who you let do your taxes. That's why I took that into my own hands. I never used to do my own taxes, but I know this Russian lady that did taxes for big corporations, and she even she showed me a thing or two, because she used different software. She has TurboTax and all the other. She actually has those softwares, and she actually, when she does your taxes, she asks you how you want to do it, and she basically taught me a little bit. showing that they're basically all the same. Just is either by Intuit or someone else, but it's basically all the same things. And since I believe since 2015, I think it's 2015, 20. Yeah, since 2015, I've been doing my taxes on my own. I do my taxes, my girl's taxes. I do. I was doing my best friend's taxes. I do a lot of my friends' taxes, but I don't actually own the software. I have them create their own account, and then I go ahead and I do it for them, and they haven't had any issues. And I'm not frauding anyone. But let's get back to the video.
These taxpayers say they question the credibility of Whitlan Tax Service, owned by Chahea King.
When we go to a tax preparer, we're asking you to do things on our behalf.
Exactly.
Channel 2 first reported on complaints last year after Donna Hines says she paid $15,000 for her 93-year-old mother's taxes.
Every month, she would have $1,000 withdrawn from my account.
Hines filed this police report alleging that money went directly to King and her husband.
Wait. Let me pull that back. Something don't sound right there. Let me pull that back a bit.
Do things on our behalf.
Channel 2 first reported on complaints last year after Donna Hines says she paid $15,000 for her 93-year-old mother's taxes.
Wait. You paid $93,000 for your grandmother's taxes. Was grandmother or mother, but whatever. Is that taxes that they say that you owed, or that she owed, or is that to get it done? You need to clarify. But still, why are you sending in? Why is it going to them? Wouldn't the payout be going to the IRS? Or they said that they're gonna, since they handled everything, you give them the money and they'll make sure it gets there. Is that what's going on? Yeah, seriously, you can't trust anyone. A lot of these things, it's not difficult. You can do them yourself. I've never been audited so far, but when my missus was left hanged out to dry by a tax preparer that screwed her over, just left the state and moved to Florida, and she had to do it on her own. It was very easy to help her. Yes, she ended up, having to pay penalties and stuff like that because it was so screwed up. But I mean, it's not something that you can do on your own. It's very straightforward from what I've seen, and it's not something that you need to pay someone to do. I mean, if you're terrified and you don't know what to do or how to go about it, maybe you can go ahead and seek a licensed professional. But yeah, it's not something hard to do. And then my father is a licensed tax prep, so yeah, it's not as scary and not as complicated as you may think.
Every month, she would have $1,000 withdrawn from my account.
Hines filed this police report alleging that money went directly to King and her husband and not the IRS. I sat down with her again last month. Her mother has since passed away, but Hines says she's still fighting to clear thousands in tax debt for returns she says was never filed.
If I had paid it on time, it would have been about $6,500. It is now $28,000.
I went back to her.
So because of them, you now owe a lot more than you would have had to pay if you'd have paid them directly. That's what I said. It's not as scary or it's not as complicated as these tax prep people may be making it out to be. Because, like I said, fortunately for me, the guy that used to prepare mine, even though he did that to my friend, put a child that he doesn't have, when I think I owed the state, and he said he's going to handle it. He did handle it. He did pay the $5 that I owed the state. But yeah, it wasn't something. Yeah, but I wouldn't trust anyone to pay that big of amount to the IRS or whoever on my behalf. I'd rather just make a direct payment myself, and that's what you should do. Do the direct payment. Your tax preparer cannot make you give it to them and then they pay it, because you gotta understand, you still gotta pay for all of that. This person is working on your behalf, eh, beyond just doing your taxes. Now, if they have ins some of them do insurance for audit and all that stuff, but you can get, like I said, you can get that on the softwares like TurboTax and others. But again, it's some I don't even use those myself because I can handle it myself. Again, it's not that complicated.
To do 2024.
This customer asks not to be identified for safety reasons. She says King told her tax returns from 2020, 2021, and 2022 needed to be corrected, promising a large refund.
So collectively, it would probably be about almost $40,000.
Does that sound realistic to you?
It didn't.
She says letters from the IRS started arriving with warnings of incomplete filings.
They are submitted, but they're not complete.
She hired a certified tax professional who discovered falsified COVID tax credits on her return. She says when she asked to receive her returns, they were heavily redacted.
She said, like, my amended returns are like the Epstein files, so much redacted information.
When I
Yeah. If your tax preparer is giving you tax documents that are redacted, that's a red flag because your taxes should not be redacted. It's your taxes based on your information. So why is that even something that is redacted? Like she said, like the Epstein file, that is crazy to even hear, to even receive from your tax prep. If someone give me a tax return that I asked them, let me get copies of said tax return, and you give me redacted documents, that is a red flag for me. And I will just go ahead and refile my tax return on my own. Again, people, you can use these tax softwares. It's pretty straightforward. You do read the questions and you just answer it. That's basically all it is. And okay? And if it's something you don't know about, then most likely it doesn't apply to you. And you just hit no, or most cases you can just skip it because it doesn't apply to you. And they also have tax experts again, but I've never used those. But it's pretty straightforward. It's not. Again, I keep reiterating that, but it's not that complicated. It's not that scary. It's pretty easy to do, and maybe for some people it's not as easy. But yeah, it's you know, um, I would say have somebody you trust help you. But these days you don't know who you can trust. If this is somebody that you trust with your social security and all that to file stuff on your behalf, and then they're doing this to you, yeah, who can you trust?
My amended returns are like the Epstein files, so much redacted information.
When I checked the IRS database, neither King nor her husband appeared to have a prepared tax identification number, a federal requirement for tax businesses.
P-10s are issued by the IRS to tax preparers every year.
Tax expert Shauna Pope.
A legitimate tax preparer is going to review your files, review your income, ask questions, and not make any personal guarantees or promises.
Customers say they can never reach King to question her, often told she's out of the office because she's sick, a claim they don't believe based on King's social media.
Generational wealth, that's all I'm going to tell ya.
Workers gave me that same explanation in 2025.
Are you guys saying no comment?
Hold on, please.
Okay. When I called this month, it was more of the same.
Hello.
So we went to her home. King started speaking to me through her home surveillance system as other family members arrived.
Just stay right there, though.
We will. I thought she was in the hospital.
I'll tell you what you need to do. Yo, you need to leave the street.
King's husband arrived but didn't want to speak on camera and denied all allegations.
As you know, when the IRS comes after their money, their penalties, et cetera, they come to the taxpayer, not the tax preparer.
You're lying to the government.
And that is absolutely true. They come after the taxpayer now, not the tax preparer. There was a time when they did. Now they put it on you, because even when my missus had explained to them that it's someone that she paid and all that stuff, they didn't care about that. You're responsible. So that's why, if I'm going to be responsible, then it should. I decided to take that into my own hands, because if any mistakes happens, then it's on me, because I'm the only one that made that mistake. That means I lied when I did something And again, I also do other people's taxes, but on their account, they sign into their TurboTax or Cash App tax or whatever they're using, and I basically go through the steps. I have them review it before I ask them, you sure you want me to file this? I put file, and I make no guarantees, but people love using me, having me, because they say they get back more, and I'm not doing any sort of tricks or anything like that. I'm just doing, I'm just following, answering the questions. I ask them questions, and they're right there, and I'm asking them quote unquote questions, and I'm doing it on my smartphone or on their smartphone. And yeah, and that's how I usually do it. Plus, you also have to watch to make sure, because when you add the account for where it's going to be direct deposited, direct deposited into, some of these tax preps, people would add their own account. So if they're using a TurboTax or whatever, they can add their own account and then have some of the money go to them. So they can tell you, because usually when I used to go to tax prepper, oh, you're getting back $500, and I only had to go with that, with what they're saying. Oh, you're only receiving $500, whatever. They don't show you it in the screen, and then they print out the paper, and that's what you get. Send $500 or whatever the case. But when I started doing it myself, I noticed I would get more than what I was getting with a tax prep. So yeah, sometimes it's good to take things into your own hands.
They come to the taxpayer, not the tax preparer.
Oh, sorry to pause so soon again, but is it me or she is just a gorgeous woman? Gorgeous black woman.
You're lying to the government. We have to sign off on what your lie is.
And Pope says before hiring a tax preparer, customers should verify credentials, confirm the preparer's P10, avoid ghost preparers, and carefully review their return before signing. Now, the Kings deny all allegations. We did find there's one active investigation with South Fulton Police for theft by deception claims. We've also reached out to the IRS, which confirmed it's reviewing these allegations.
Okay, yes. So that's the end of that video. Now, what they said is true. Yes, you should look up your tax preparer's credentials, make sure they are licensed, make sure you could make sure all of that. But again, that does not stop them from scamming you. That does not stop them from adding things onto your to your income. I mean, to your W. I mean, I said W. I'm over here stuttering like crazy, but adding things on there that does not even apply to you, that you don't even know that's in there. Like as I mentioned before, my friend, I got a kid, and there was a kid there that he didn't even know. And the only reason we knew is when we was going to the lady that does taxes for the big tech companies, and she looked over his years, the tax that he did before, and she's like, let me see your tax before, because you said last year you get over 2,000 and you made more than you did last year, but you're not getting back that. You're only gonna get back like 1,000 and change. So she wanted to see how come he's getting back less, but he paid more in taxes. So she went ahead, she looked through the documents, and she's like, why didn't you tell me that you was claiming a kid? He's like, I'm not claiming a child. I don't have any kids. She's like, well, you filed a kid last year. He's like, no, I didn't. She's like, yes, you do. And she went through the documents, the copy of the documents he had, and she showed it to him that, look, yes, there's a kid on here. And he's like, well, I don't know who that is. That's the tax person who did that. And this is a licensed tax person that used to work for the IRS. So that tells you right there, even if they have the right credentials, doesn't mean they're not doing shady things. So you have to go through your documents and look over it. You can ask them before they even press file, before they even e-file it, that you want to review the documents and see what they're putting on there. And then you can also have them alert you. So they can also add an alert. So when they're filing, they can add your number that you get updates on the filing. So you'll get an update that it was sent, it was sent. Then you get an update sent to your message sent to your phone or and your email and all that, informing you that the IRS has accepted your taxes and all that stuff. So that's how you know things are going, because they do give you updates if you choose to have that. So yeah, again, you got to be careful out here. So please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified every time your boy uploads new content. Check the links in the description to all my socials and also the quiz that I'm going to be leaving also in the description for you guys to take. Try to educate a little bit, or not really. Let me say educate. Try to pass on some knowledge that because I'm still learning things every day, and yeah, because there's things that you guys may not know. There's things that I'm finding out from these videos, from reacting to these videos that I never knew before. So again, check the links in the description and everything else. Until next time, I'm your boy Andrew. Peace out.